What's up, Panthers Nation? We're back today with another video. This time we are taking on the Tennessee Titans at home in Charlotte. And I want to start off with Tannehill. Now, as many of you guys remember, Tannehill was a quarterback for the Dolphins. And he did not do well. He was not surrounded by very many weapons. He didn't have that much to work with. But, he was a decent quarterback. And he was the number 2 pick in the draft. But I want to point out a few stats I saw this morning. And maybe they're important, maybe they're not. But this year he has a 115.3 passer rating and 505 yards and 5 touchdowns with only 1 interception. And that's a concern because, as you know, most of these average quarterbacks throw a lot of interceptions. So we'll see how that plays out. But we want to make sure that we don't let him get dangerous. He could be a very dangerous quarterback if you let him out and let him get going in rhythm. So today's going to be about making sure that he is contained and forcing him to throw passes that he does not want to throw. Defensively, this is where I want to really dive into this one. Let's see. I'm looking at this, and this is interesting here. They have allowed 28.8 scoring average. And no, that's the Bucks, excuse me. The Tennessee Titans have allowed 16.9 points per game. Still fourth strongest in the NFL. And they also have 22 sacks, which is ranked 9th. They forced turnovers inside the final 30 seconds of each of their past 2 victories. That's something we need to be concerned with, is those turnovers in the last 30 seconds, because we've had a lot of close games, and it's something that we need to really, really look at going forward into this game. Particularly if we don't get a solid 7-point lead, at least, on Tennessee going into the final 3 to 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. So what I'm thinking is Christian McCaffrey will still do what he does. Greg Olsen, will still do what he does. But we got to get back on track here in this game. This is critical. This game is critical to how our season plays out. Forget what the media tells you. Forget what everybody else tells you. This game is critical. After that big loss last week, we have got to bounce back. This is it. This is the difference maker in our season right here. And if we don't find a way to win this, we're going to be repeating last year's mistakes. And we cannot afford to do that with the type of players that we have right now. You know, they actively said, you know, we have different players, we have a different team than last year. They're not even looking at last year. And that concerns me a little bit because if you want to move forward, you have to learn from the past. And if you don't learn from your past mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them. I mean, look at 16, look at 17, look at 18. If we keep doing this, we're never making the playoffs. Unless we fix something. This year. It starts this week. And I'm challenging every player on this team. Every player. Step up. Don't be lazy. Step up. Grow a spine. Grow some backbone. Play the game. Because if we don't do that, at the very least, we're going to look like total shark bait to the rest of the league. That's not what we want, folks. After that humiliating loss, we already look like shark bait. We have got to win this game, otherwise we are guaranteeing ourselves to look like shark bait. And there's a lot of sharks in the NFL, folks. A lot of sharks. And not all of them are pining for gold. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but every one of these players has to hold themselves accountable this week. Every one of them. Because what you did last week, you gotta throw it under the bus, throw it out the window, throw it under the bridge, wherever you like it, and start thinking. Start using your brain. Get off the plane. Get off your couch. Focus on the game. Because if you cannot do that, we're in for another snowball effect. This has got to be a win. I understand we're going to probably take a loss of Lambeau. I get that. You know, it's Lambeau. It's the Packers. You're doing with Aaron Rodgers coming back at the worst possible time, by the way. Because I think we could have taken the Packers if they didn't have Aaron Rodgers on the field. But nevertheless, our track record in Lambeau is not very good. So we need to go into Lambeau with a 5-3 record. That has to happen. So here's the challenge for everybody. What are you willing to do to help your team win this week? What motivates you? What drives you as a player to do your part and be a part of this Keep Pounding family? And now, I challenge the fans that are going to the game this week. I want that stadium to be loud. I want to hear it from all the way in Greenville, South Carolina. That's where I want to hear it from. When we start playing defense on that field, I want to hear it through my TV. Because if we don't get loud, if we don't make noise as fans, where's the love? Where's the support? You know? Fill the stadium up. Make some noise. Support this team when it needs it most. Because if you don't do that, we're no better than the Redskins. We're no better than the Eagles fans who throw their team players under the bus. We've got to show our support now. Now is the time. If not now, when? This team needs us. And you doggone better be sure I'm going to be watching from Greenville, South Carolina, yelling just as loud as you guys are. So, let's keep it going, guys. And let's also show some love for Mario. His brother was shot and killed. I don't know the circumstances, so I'm not going to speak much on that. But, you know, I'm so sorry for your loss, Mario. And hopefully, you know, things get better for you going forward. You got family and friends to support you, and the Panthers Nation family is behind you. We're with you. So, during this difficult time, and I really, really hope that you can focus on the game next week when you come back, and you'll be strong as ever. Playing for your brother, man. But it's not easy to lose people. I recognize that, and you know, we've all suffered some kind of a loss in this family and this Panthers Nation family. It's tough to swallow, and you just gotta find a way to bridge that gap and move forward in the best way you can. It's what your brother would want. It's what everybody would want for you that's around you. Stay strong, man. You can fight this, and you can win. You know, and I totally understand why he's not there this Sunday. I get it. So, be with your family. They need you. Alright, guys. Titans game coming up. Let's make it pop, guys. And all Panthers Nation said, keep pounding. See you guys at halftime, guys. Peace.